Okay, in this video we mostly focus about the concept of abstract class and interface. It take another 15 minutes for completion of this topic because it's very important for third unit. Okay, so what is called abstract class and what is called interface? So these two topics mainly leads to the concept of data abstraction. Till now we have seen different OOPS concepts. One is class, object. We have seen something like inheritance. We have seen polymorphism. Okay, now we are seeing something like abstraction. Abstraction is the way of hiding the unessential features or unessential data and viewing essential data for real time. The meaning of that is abstracting. See, when you are trying to explain your complete project in a simple one single page document, you will make that as an abstract. Abstract is something which gives the whole soul information of a project without giving the complete explanation about the project implementation. Abstract will not have complete implementation. Abstract will only give the concept, functionality and how it works. So somebody is asking a question. Yes, we'll soon understand what is encapsulation and abstraction. Okay, don't worry about that. Generally, if you want the definition, see, encapsulation is something which explains you about how the data is to be hidden. Means what is the scope and visibility. What is the scope and visibility of data in a class. And scope and the visibility of a class will be explained in a topic called as encapsulation. Means what is scope? Scope is nothing but how much time the particular variable can be seen and up to what extent the variable can be visible. This can be explained using the very important concept in Java called as access specifiers, like public, private, protected, default. Okay, we'll see this in another video, no worries. So what is abstraction? Abstraction is a way of hiding the unessential data and viewing the essential data from the real time. What exactly is called essential and unessential? Simple example, we regularly learn something called ATM. When you go to ATM, we always try to get the amount from the ATM, and the person who draws the amount, who doesn't matter of how the amount is being taken, how the amount is being retrieved from the ATM and what happening inside the ATM. That is not required for a person who is taking amount from ATM, right? And the person who creates the ATM machine, he should need to have the understanding of how to create this particular how to store amount in that ATM machine, how the ATM machine should synchronize with the application. So the person who is end user, who doesn't require the matter of why I should need, because he should always need how to draw the amount. If he is a technical person, he should need to have understanding of what happening inside the ATM machine, how it works, how the functionality of ATM works, how my credit card or debit card connects with the ATM machine, so on and so forth. So there is something called abstraction, which is unessential for you. Essential thing is how to work on the ATM machine, how to transfer amount from one account to another account to ATM card, how to get amount from ATM machine, how to say that block ATM card from ATM machine, something. These are all essential things which we should have the access for the user. The user shouldn't have any access of how to say how to block the ATM machine and how to get the ATM money without having card. These are all unessential parts. Okay, something which we need to understand the abstraction. So the so I can say these are called abstract methods and non-abstract methods. We all know a class contains abstract methods and non-abstract methods. First methods. So abstract methods are the methods which hides the functionality, and non-abstract methods which shows the functionality. So functionality can be hidden in abstract methods and functionalities can be viewed in non-abstract methods. A class can have both. Implementing the abstract methods in the class is the main motive of data abstraction. That can be achieved through Java abstract class and interface. Both are mainly intended to work on abstract methods. So abstract class which contains at least one abstract method, and interface means abstract class can even contains what? Non-abstract methods. I'll show example, don't worry about that. So interface which contains all abstract methods, and I can say final properties. We all know what is called final property. Final property is a property which cannot be changed. So interface will not contain any non-abstract data. So abstract class may contain both abstract and non-abstract methods, but there is no rule that abstract methods should contains abstract method. But at least one abstract method, if abstract class contains, that means that is an abstract. Otherwise, that can be normal class, right? Hence, abstract class should at least contains one abstract method to say that it is abstract class. But interface itself contains all abstract methods. Okay, interface itself contains all abstract methods. Now, with example, we'll understand what is an abstract class and interface. Simple example. So, notepad space. I just take a simple thing. Simple one. Say example. Something. So transaction.java something. I just take a class called transaction.java. It's a class which says that I want to create abstract class here. Say abstract. Abstract class can be created with the keyword called abstract. So abstract space class name. What is the class name? Transaction. Okay, so I just want to say that transaction is something which you either credit or debit, right? So example, like I say void credit is one method of transaction, and say we have another transaction, say copy void debit. I have different methods in the class called transaction. I can say debit method, or I can even have something like transfer method. These three are the methods which always be a non-abstract. See, these are non-abstract methods which are implemented. How much amount you want to credit, how much amount you want to debit from that account, how much amount you want to transfer from one account to another account, something. So example, when you do these three kind of functionalities, you should also need to have something like void say transaction tariff. I say transaction tariff. I want to create something here. A transaction tariff is a method which is an abstract method. So an abstract method is a method which should contains a keyword called abstract before the type, and but at the end of the method I have to keep semicolon. Semicolon says that is an abstract method which is declared but not defined. It is declared but not defined. What is the meaning of declared but not defined is I just declared the method, but I hide the functionalities. Why I hide the functionalities? Because a transaction tariff will be different for different banks. If it is SBA, say SBA to SBA will not take any tariff transaction amount for credit, debit or transfer. If you try to credit amount from SBA to some other bank, ICICI, they will ask to, they will cut some transaction amount. If you debit from some ICICI bank ATM using SBA card, after some transactions they will cut the tariff amount. So here this transaction tariff is different for different banks. So I cannot write the same logic here. The logic for the transaction tariff is not always same for all the banks. This will change. But this will not change because the crediting, debiting, transferring is always same. The process is always same. Okay. But the transaction tariff, the cost of transactions will be different from different banks. So hence the logic for this or the functionality for this should be abstract, because whichever banks use this transaction class should write their own logic for this method. But this is always same. Example, just take a simple uneven example here. So double, say I say balance amount here, say equals to 35,000 or something. I just say here amount equals to amount plus balance, some logic. Debit, so I just wrote something wrong, I think I reverse, I had right here. Balance equals to amount plus balance. Okay. So again, balance equals to balance minus amount. I can add some if conditions here. If amount is greater than some amount, I cannot debit, right? So transfer, again transfer also the same thing, balance equals to balance minus amount. I'm just writing simple example, okay? So but these three methods are non-abstract methods. What are these? Are non-abstract methods which has the functionality written, logic written. But this method is an abstract method which doesn't have any functionality. Once try to compile the program and check how it look like. Javac space transaction.java, it's compiled. Example, I create a new class here saying that SBI.java. Okay, my class name is what? SBI.java. So what I do here? Class SBI. Now SBI class wants, I say instead of SBI class I can say SBI transaction, sorry. Okay. So here now this transaction class is what class? Parent class. It's a parent class. Now SBA class is what class? Child class. This SBA class want to extend now, right? This is a property of parent, right? SBA extends transaction. When SBA extends transaction, then once try to compile this, what happens? See, when I compile this javac space sba.java, so we got error here. The error is SBA is not abstract and does not override. Means this transaction class has one abstract method called as transaction tariff. This method is to be what? Overridden. I had to override this method in the SBI bank because this method does not have functionality in the transaction class. Hence, I should need to override that method in the SBA class. If I don't override, hence what is overriding? Overriding is the reusing of this parent class method in the child class. If I don't override this method, that will lead to error, because this method is abstract method. Abstract method should be defined in the class where I am using. Hence, what I had to do here, I had to override. So how to override? So void transaction tariff. See now, I have overridden now. Once try to compile it again, now error will not be there. See, oh sorry, what I have wrote, I wrote any spelling wrong. Once see the transaction tariff. Okay, generally the mistake is all about here. I have to keep public keyword here. Public, I think. Once see, because what happens? Generally, whenever you create an abstract class, always create as a public. It's very, very important. And also abstract method as a public method. And when we override also, say public void transaction tariff is a transaction. Okay, once check spellings. Public void transaction tariff. Okay, spelling is right. Everything is fine now. We just try to compile it again. What happening? SBA is not abstract and does not override abstract method transaction tariff in transaction class. Okay, public abstract class transaction. Okay, it's non-abstract methods, it's an abstract method. Is it okay? Public abstract void transaction tariff. Once see this child class SBA extends transaction. Once try to say public class SBA extends transaction, the class is same, right? And once run the transaction class first, it's compiling. Now SBA class, I don't know why it is troubling us. Class SBI is spelling wrong or what? Class SBI extends transaction. Still it is showing me error. There is some kind of error we are not experiencing, we are not seeing properly. SBA is not abstract and doesn't override abstract method transaction tariff in transaction. So abstract class public abstract class transaction done. Abstract methods. And anyone have any identification, please? Tariff spelling is wrong. TARIFF. Okay, here what we have written. Okay, very good. Sorry, I'm not unable to see that even. Overlook.
Remove R, sir.
Which R? Oh, 2 R I kept. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank God. Now it is done. See now, if I don't override this, see when I remove this overriding method, it shows me error. Because whenever I extend the parent class, which is abstract class, the abstract class contains an abstract method. That abstract method is just declared but not defined. Hence, the abstract method should be overridden. Overriding is the strategy of reusing the parent class method in the child class. The parent class is what? Transaction. A transaction has a method called as transaction tariff. A transaction tariff should be reused here. Why I have to reuse? Because I am extending the parent class. Generally, if this is not abstract method, if it is not abstract class, there is no rule that I have to override. A rule em ledu. Since this is abstract class, this is abstract method, I have to override it compulsorily. Inside this SBA can write his own logic saying that double tariff amount. So double tariff amount. So double tariff amount equals to, say example, I just want to say 0.01015 of each transaction. Okay, tariff amount of other banks, TAO. Okay, and say example double tariff amount for transfer, say 0.12. Okay, so double tariff amount of same bank. For example, I just want to say something 0.001. You just want to take. This is the tariff amount percentiles we just took in order to understand. This is my own logic I have wrote. Currently, I'm not focusing about. See, you don't worry about in examinations. You don't worry about the logics inside this. You just worry about this one, and this one extending and overriding. Done. This is abstract class. Abstract class. See, now when I take another class now called ICICI, when ICICI Bank extends transaction, their transaction tariffs might be different. If you take say Union Bank, their transaction tariffs might be different. Hence, this transaction tariff is not always what? Not always same for all the banks. Hence, Yashwant, I have still 1 hour time. Within 5 minutes I complete. Okay, 5 minutes. Then almost done. So this transaction tariff is different for different say classes. Hence, this particular method is abstract in nature. So abstraction is making the particular content as abstract in order to define the functionality in the respective classes. అంటే ఏ క్లాస్ అయితే ఆ పర్టికులర్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ మెథడ్ని యూజ్ చేసుకుంటున్నాయో దట్ క్లాస్ విల్ డిఫైన్ దర్ ఓన్ functionality. Example, take car class. Car is a class where the different parts of the car is always same, but the functionality and the engine capacities and the different functionalities of car is different from different cars. But car is always unique in nature, but the functionalities of car are different. And this is something called abstract class. And abstraction can even be justified using another one called interface. So interface is something which equals to abstract class, but interface won't contains non-abstract methods. Like the abstract class has non-abstract methods. This is called non-abstract methods. This is called abstract method. But interface won't contains what? Non-abstract methods. Hence, when you create interface, you just create interface with the help of what? Keyword called as interface keyword. So example, notepad space some kind of class, say credit.java. It's a simple interface I want to create here. Say create interface as public interface space credit. This is an interface, and I want to create a method here. Say whenever I credit amount into my bank, say example, I just want to give some coupon for the person. Say coupon percentile of cash is 0.01% of amount how much they credited. This is always final, we cannot change this. And the method I want to write here is void credit, how much amount you want to credit. Done. Now this is something like abstract method. So public abstract. See, this is the interface. Interface can be created by using interface keyword followed by the name. Like abstract class created by abstract space class name. So interface space interface name. Interface always contains what I already said you. It contains abstract methods and final properties. Hence, I created interface with a final property and abstract method. When we compile this, java c space credit.java, done. Okay. See, it shows me error here. Sorry, I wrote int, I wrote float here. I'm very sorry. So double. Okay, done. The same manner you can create any number of interfaces. Say notepad space debit.java. You just try to copy and paste the same code and change the methods there. So public say that debit class and debit. Whenever I debit some kind of amount, debit price, I just say 0.12, and the method I say it as debit. Done. So again, debit is an interface which contains final property and abstract method. Mind you, interface never contains non-abstract methods like this. See, these methods are not entertained for interface. This is not entertained, mind you. All the methods of interface are abstract in nature. Okay, in abstract in nature means I doesn't even require to say a keyword called abstract and pettakkarledu. I doesn't require to keep a keyword called final, because they are default final in nature, they are default abstract in nature. Okay, default final in nature, default abstract in nature. Hence again, if we compile this java c space debit.java, it's done. If you want to use these interfaces, so notepad space something, say example amount transaction is a class I have taken now. What is the class name? Class amount transaction. So now if amount transaction want to use these two interfaces called debit and credit, as I said, extends the keyword for what? Keyword for extending a class, and implements which keyword? Implements the keyword which is used to implement interface. Whenever you use a class or abstract class, you have to use a keyword called extends. Extends keyword will extend the parent class. Whenever you want to use the parent class which is of interface type, then you have to use something like keyword called implements. That's it, remaining all same. Implements, what is that? Debit. Done. When you try to compile this again, once check java c space amount transaction.java, so it shows me error here because my interface contains an abstract method. Which method? Abstract method. My debit interface contains what? Abstract method, which has to be overridden. So how to override that? Again, reuse the method here. How to reuse? Public void debit double amount. Okay, now we try to compile the program, then we won't get any error here because I have overridden. A simple thing I have to use is called implements keyword instead of extends keyword. I think we have seen in applets concept we have implemented something, if you remember, mouse listener. Mouse listener is an interface. In applets we have done something like extends keyword, extends applet. Applet is an what? Class. Mouse listener is an interface. Generally what we have done, if you remember, class name, say home, extends applet, what I said, implements mouse listener. The same manner I can write like this. Here you can write like this. You can write like this as extends, what is the class name? Say class name as transaction space implements debit. See, class name extends the transaction class implements debit. This is something like as multiple inheritance. This is called multiple inheritance, means a child class is trying to acquire from two parent classes. One parent class is what? Abstract class, and the parent class is what? Interface. If you compile this program, it will again throws me a compile time error because I have extended transaction class. Whenever I extend transaction class has a overriding method. What is that? Somebody say me. Public void transaction tariff. Done. See, now the error was gone because I have overridden two methods. One overriding method is from which one? Debit interface, and the overriding is from transaction. Also, you can even say debit comma credit because credit is also an interface, right? So whenever I again implements credit, see, compile that, get another error because credit has an again overriding method, abstract method. I had to override. What is that? Public void credit double amount. Okay, now again compile, the error is gone. This is something like multiple inheritance. I can remove this also. I can remove this extends transaction. Multiple inheritance can be achieved through two interfaces, or it can be achieved through a class and interface. But I cannot say two classes extensions. So I cannot say extends transaction comma some other class, say account, like this. I cannot extend two classes, mind you. This is the limitation of Java. To overcome this limitation only, we have a concept called as interface. What does interface do? Interface can overcome the limitation of multiple inheritance in Java by creating multiple interfaces. I can implement multiple interfaces, but I cannot extend multiple classes. But I can extend one class and one interface. I can extend one class and multiple interfaces. But what we have to understand from this particular topic is interface is to be implemented, class is to be extended. And what the topic is all about is abstract class and interface. Both achieves the concept of what? Data abstraction. Non-technically speaking, abstract class is not complete abstraction, it is a partial abstraction, because it can even contains non-abstract methods also. Interface is fully abstraction because interface contains complete abstract methods. In Java, data abstraction can be achieved through two important things. One is abstract class, interface. Sometimes questions might be asked like this, say contrast abstract class and interface for 4 marks or 8 marks. Okay, so this is all about